It's time for Recipe of the Day. The NFL playoffs began this past weekend, and I, of course, did not watch them, but it got me excited to know it's happening because it means that wonderful day full of appetizers and dips and chicken wings is just around the corner. And so this week I am bringing you a whole bunch of delicious chicken wing recipes. Today is for breaded boneless chicken wings, which make great game day food for sure, but also are just wonderful for a weeknight dinner like tonight. These are baked and not deep fried, so you can do a whole big pan of them. And the breading is really easy. It's kind of like a riff on like a homemade shake and bake. And we're using boneless, skinless chicken thighs. And I know you're going to love them. They're delicious, juicy on the inside, crispy on the outside, baked and easy. Okay. Why am I using chicken thighs? Well, a lot of the recipes that I've seen for boneless wings use chicken breast instead, but I don't think that matches the flavor and texture of chicken wings. Chicken wings are dark chicken meat, right? And I think really if you're using chicken breast meat or chicken tenderloins, that's actually more like chicken tenders. And we're not making chicken tenders, we're making boneless chicken wings. So I gravitate to the dark meat for this. Follow me to the dark side. You will be happy about it. These are so tasty. So I have a fun little trick for making these look like wings, even though they're not. What you're going to do is you're going to get out your boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and they usually come kind of like in little bundles on a tray. Basically, what's happened here is the butcher has removed the bone from the thigh and then wrapped the meat back around where the bone was, and you want to unroll that. Now, if you already have them flat, like if you bought them frozen and they were in like larger flat pieces, then you don't unroll them, but you would thaw them if they were frozen. And then you're going to cut them in thirds, but you want to cut them in thirds like width-wise, so you get 3 short stubby pieces. You don't want to do it through the length of them because then you get those longer pieces, which are going to look more like chicken tenders and less like wings. So you want 3 short stubby pieces cut from each chicken wing. They are not going to look like chicken wings yet, but we will get to that later after I tell you how to bread them. So like I said, this is kind of like a shake and bake breading, except I don't recommend that you do it in a bag and shake them. I actually think it's better if you mix the breading and then add your chicken thigh pieces 1 or 2 at a time and kind of press them in the breading, press the breading onto them. It's going to stick a lot better. Once they're cooked, it's going to stay on perfectly. But just for now, for getting it to stick on there, it's going to be easier if you do it in a bowl. So you're going to mix together in a large bowl 1 cup of plain breadcrumbs, not panko breadcrumbs here, just regular dried breadcrumbs, 2 teaspoons of onion powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of smoked paprika, a teaspoon of salt, and then optionally a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. You can actually do more as well. I'm going to be saying in a moment that I don't toss these in a sauce like a buffalo sauce. So if you want hot wings without the sauce, you could add more cayenne pepper, right? So mix that up, and then you're actually going to add cooking oil directly to that. What it does is it coats each little crumb in that fat so that when it's baking, it crisps up extra much. And that is actually, I think, what's going on with shake and bake. Like if you read the ingredients, there is some kind of oiliness in there, and that is from the oil being right in there, and that's why it crisps up the way it does. So you're going to add a 1/4 cup of cooking oil. I like to use something with a very neutral flavor, like a grapeseed oil or a vegetable oil, as opposed to something that tastes a little stronger, like an olive oil, but it's really up to you. You're adding that 1/4 cup in there and then mixing it. At first, it's going to seem like it's not going to combine, but then you just keep going and it's going to look like wet sand. That is what you want. You could get your oven preheating to 425 degrees Fahrenheit at this point, and then line a large baking sheet with aluminum foil. That's just to make cleanup easier later. If you don't want to use it, you don't have to. And then you top that with an oven-safe rack and lightly oil that, like some cooking spray or some oil. It's just going to help things not stick to it as much. And you know what? I forgot to tell you how many chicken thighs to start with. We're using 5 boneless, skinless chicken thighs in this recipe, and you've cut each one into 3 pieces. So we have 15 chicken wing pieces. Okay, next you are going to put 3 or 4 of your chicken thigh pieces into that bowl of breading, spoon some of the breadcrumb mixture over top, and then press down on them. That's going to help that breading adhere to the chicken. Flip them over and repeat more spooning on top and more pushing down, and that's going to help it all stick. And then transfer those pieces to your prepared rack. Now, give them a look. Some of them are already going to look like chicken wing flaps. Those are those like longer, flatter chicken wing pieces that kind of have like two skinny bones running in them. It's kind of going to look like that, but you can kind of like pull on them, give them a little tug to give them that shape a little bit more. Now, the others are just going to look like little clumpy chicken thigh pieces. They're not going to look like much, more like a chicken nugget almost. What you're going to do is you're going to make those look like drumettes by using your thumb and pointer finger to give a little squeeze near one end of that chicken piece and then kind of give the other end a little tug. And you're going to try and give it that little like drumstick shape. Now, right now, the chicken is malleable and so you can move it and shape it however you want. Once it cooks, it holds that shape. And so in the end, you're going to end up with these little pieces that look like chicken wings. So cute, right? Yeah, so cute and easier to eat because there's no bones in there. Okay, once you have breaded all of your chicken wing pieces and put them on the rack over the pan and shaped them all into your little chicken wing shapes, they are going into the oven until they are cooked through and well browned. It's just going to take 30 to 35 minutes. Then you take them out and use a spatula to get under each one just in case they're a little bit stuck. Transfer them to a plate. Like I said, you could toss them with like a buffalo sauce or something here, but I just think that crispy breading is so good. I don't want to wreck it at all. And so instead I serve some warmed up buffalo sauce on the side, or if you added that extra cayenne to make them spicy, then you might want something a little more cooling, like a ranch dressing or ranch dip or blue cheese dip to dip them in after. That is how you make juicy, boneless breaded chicken wings with that crispy coating baked in the oven. I cannot wait for you to try this. I will put the link to the recipe in the show notes for this podcast episode, or you can head to cookthestory.com/ROTD. Everything there is arranged by date, so it's helpful to know that today is January 14th of 2025. I almost said 2024. I guess I'm not used to it yet, right? If you want more great game day ideas, I'm going to be coming out with them on social media videos for these boneless wings and so many other wings and dips. Follow me. I am Cook the Story everywhere that I am. And that is Pinterest, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. I look forward to seeing you there. Comment. Let me know what you think. I'm Christine Pittman from cookthestory.com, thecookful.com, the all new chicken cookbook. And from this podcast, Recipe of the Day, I hope you have a great day. Let's get cooking.